Good evening, and welcome to tonight's crew call. My name is Jimmy Nelson. I'm the founder of the crew, and I'm coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. And so stoked that you have taken the time to invest in being here with us. We say this every week that engaged coaches are successful coaches. And I can tell you, we have coaches from brand new coaches on here to coaches making thousands of dollars a month that are still plugging into this call on a weekly basis. And I think that says everything you need to know about why it's vital for you to be on this call. And even if money's not the biggest motivator to you, the way I look at that is what that represents is lives impacted, people impacted, right? What can that income do? Maybe maybe you're completely financially set. You love your job. This money is play money or extra, but think of what you could give during the holiday season, or how you could help your family or a loved one, or people less fortunate than you, that you make your Beachbody business your own charity, your own ministry, and that's where that money goes. And maybe that's something that really kicks you into overdrive, that it's not so much about you or Success Club points or making money, but that you know that if you're out there reaching out to people every day, if you're doing your vital behaviors, if you're going through your Coach Basics group or plugging in with your sponsor coach, that those vital behaviors every day mean that you're impacting lives. And every day that you don't do those vital behaviors, there's somebody out there that needed to hear from you today that didn't hear from you. And really, with this being the holiday season, that's a little selfish, I think, So let's make this not about us. And because once it's about us, once we're in our own head, there's days that we don't feel like doing something. Our confidence is low, our self esteem's low. But hopefully, you're doing, excuse me, you're doing your personal development every day, right? You're doing the vital behaviors that we talk about on a consistent basis. You're doing those workouts so you do feel better about yourself. You're investing in that personal development that you're listening to that is uplifting you and helping you think about ways you can help others, that your self-esteem is growing, that your mindset is growing, that the way you think big is growing. Maybe you're a successful coach and you've hit a lull, and you need to re-tap into what was it that got you excited about this in the first place. What was it about coaching that was fun? What is it that you enjoy the most? And then concentrate on that, because that's where the motivation stays. That's where you wake up in the morning excited about the time that you've invested in your coach business, whether that's to grow it to a full time income, whether that's just because you want to help other people. There should be something you look forward to every day. And if right now your coaching business is like pulling teeth to you somewhere, I'm going to ask you to take a step back and during this call today, is really do some soul searching and find out what was it in the first place. It's kind of like sometimes when you've been in a relationship for a long time and you got to get away and you got to step back and remember why you fell in love with that person in the first place. What were the fun little things that they did early on in the relationship that you were just like, oh my gosh, I need to spend every minute with this person, even if I get really annoying. I just want to talk to them all the time. And it's that, no, you hang up, no, you hang up, no, you hang up, no, you hang up. It's that, right? So I think we all go through that honeymoon period of our coach business too, right? And what was it? What was it that you had the no, you hang up moment? And I already know this is going to become like vernacular now for the crew now. What was your no, you hang up moment? Um, but what is that, right? What is it that makes you giddy about this opportunity? And then figure out how to focus on that. Figure out how to make all the other vital behaviors complement the thing that makes you giddy about what we do. For some of you, it's Success Club points because it's a fun game every month. For some of you, it's income because that's freedom and you want to get your time back because the job that you're in is suffocating you right now. Maybe it's that you want to start a family and you don't have enough money right now to do something like that. Maybe it's that you have a kind of this lasso of debt hanging over your head and around your neck, that you're like, if I could just get rid of this, I would sleep better at night. There'd be so much stress. And I totally feel you. Kelly and I just got out from underneath that. And that's something that had been really a weight on our marriage for 10 years. And it was something that we didn't attack on a really consistent basis until one morning I woke up and it says, why are we messing around with it? Let's just go do it. And the minute, I'm telling you, the minute we decided, let's just do this, things change. And I look back on my coaching career over the past 6 years, and when things have moved, it's just been like, why am I why am I kind of playing around with this? I had this amazing opportunity. I know what all the tools are. I know what the vital behaviors are. Why don't I just attack this full throttle? And was totally watching a documentary the other night. Thought of you guys. And right now, like, we're getting Showtime for free, so I feel like I'm stealing TV. I'm like, yay, Showtime for free. But there is a documentary on there about Jay-Z. And Ron Howard did the documentary. And if you can get your hands on it, I don't know if you can get it on Hulu or Netflix or however you can get it. I really would encourage you to watch this, because they started talking to Jay-Z about, and he was real honest about his life selling drugs and on the streets, but he also had this music thing that he was playing with, and he knew he was good, but he kind of had this split focus. And they were talking to him, and he said he saw other people from less advantageous. So he's talking to a group of kids, and there were these kids that were working on being like the next up and coming hip hop stars and stuff. And he said, because when you see a person from such and such neighborhood make it, and you know that neighborhood's so much worse than yours, then it makes you step back and go, well, they decided to focus and they're being successful. What's stopping me from doing this? Because I'm not in as bad a place as they are, right? So that was the first thing. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because I don't know how many times I've seen coaches that I'm like, man, they had this going against them, or this was their fitness story or lack of a fitness story, or there's nothing really. And look, we all look at people this way sometimes, is what's so special about that guy that he's so successful, right? If they can do it, I can do it. And so sometimes there's that belief system within you that sparks, right? Because you got to have that belief system. And the other thing is, he said, when he decided to stop kind of fiddle farting around with this, making money on the street. So hopefully none of you are selling drugs, but I'm using this as an analogy, is whatever that thing is on the side that's just kind of distracting, or that you find yourself playing with every day, that's investing time, that's stealing time away, that if you just sat down, turned off the things you need to turn off, and focused for an hour a day, or focused for 2 hours a day, and just got those vital behaviors done, it's amazing what you do. I think of the time that I came back from my first summit, and I realized the benefit. And I think I maybe was a diamond coach, but I realized the benefit of, oh, I should get my wife to diamond as well, because I knew that I wanted to be 2-star, and I finally found somebody on my other leg that really wanted to run with this. So I'm like, oh, I got a diamond on that side about to burst. I need one on this side. I need Kelly to be diamond like now. And I literally got her to diamond in a week, because I was just like, what am I waiting around for? So I was literally investing in finding new people every day. I was really excited, right? Like, that excitement came back. It was fun. It was like a little game. It was like, who can I help that wants to start this thing and get Kelly to diamond? And boom, 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 boom. Because I was just starting to talk to people. And I was like, whoa, that's possible, right? I think this year, coming out of Summit, or in the past year where we've doubled our income and stuff, it was just like, okay, I know I have all the tools that everybody else has. And you know what the greatest thing is? Say you're a brand new coach, and you're like, Jimmy, I don't know what 2-star is, or I don't know what any of this stuff you're talking about is. That's okay. Because even as a brand new coach, you have the exact same system, products, and opportunity that somebody that's in the Millionaires Club, or somebody that's helped thousands of people, or somebody that was able to give to that charity, or somebody that was able to bring their husband or wife home from a job, or that person that has already paid off debt. There is nothing different about the tools, the programs, the comp plan, or anything else that they have that you don't. I have seen people come into this business and make $1 million in 2 years. And I'm sitting here 6 years in. I hadn't done that, right? But they had the same comp plan, the same program, they were willing to talk to more people. They were willing to be told no more often, but they decided there was something in them that made something fun, and there was a big enough why that they're like, this is what I'm doing every day. And they didn't need to be babysat or somebody to check up on them and say, are you doing this? Are you doing this? While support in the crew is great, right? That's what we're here for. That's what the crew wall is for. But there's sometimes, excuse me, that we can get a little spoiled with all the support, right? We got the crew community groups. Well, they're kind of doing my job for me. And I got my crew basics group. And blah, blah. So we get kind of spoiled with like the love and the virtual hugs, that we never really go do the thing, right? We never just say, I'm going to put my head down and go do this thing, because we get all these warm fuzzies everywhere without necessarily always having to produce. So you get, and I totally understand that, right? Like, because I enjoy the community aspect, but there came a point where I was like, okay, do I just want to be a part of the community, or do I want to do something also to make an impact myself, to leave my mark, And so, once again, those are things that just came out of the top of my head. So I don't know if you needed to hear that right now, or what you've been struggling with, but all I know is you have a month left in this year. And you probably set a goal earlier this year that you're like, I'm going to this. I'm going to be a rank. I'm going to help this many people. I'm going to earn this much money. I'm going to pay off this much debt. And maybe you're to the point where you're like, another year's come and gone and I didn't hit this goal. And maybe this is a goal you've had for a number of years. You still have a month to decide to knock this thing out of the park. In a month where most people in our industry are slowing down. You know how to make yourself stand apart? You do the opposite of what other people are doing. Slowing down. Holidays are an excuse. Oh, everybody that I talk to says wait till after the holidays. Then if I were you, I would start devising a really good plan on how to combat an objection like that. How can you get people in the midst of their holiday parties to still commit to something with you, to where they can enjoy their holidays but still see benefits? They can enjoy their holidays and be busy with their family but maybe still see an extra $20, $30 a week. Those are the things right now that you need to brainstorm with yourself, with your success partner, with somebody in the crew wall, and have that ready, that you have that tool in your belt now so you're not caught off guard. In fact, I've been reading and listening to some things where it's like, be ready, like expect objections, be ready for them, be excited about them, instead of being like, oh, here it goes again, here it goes again, because you're going to get the same one over and over again. Then have something prepared, right? If you know the mugger is about to come around the corner and punch you in the face every time you come down that street, don't you think you would come with like a different tool to like disarm the mugger like the fourth time you walk down the alley? So I don't know if that analogy works, but it was just there. So you guys will have to let me know. And hopefully you're on the Facebook, the crew wall, and giving your feedback during this call, because I always like to go back and read what you guys took away from this call. So that's my spiel. Like I said, it's been a while. Hey, and I want to say thank you so much to the coaches that have stepped in and hosted as we've been on vacation or doing the crew thing, or last week I was not feeling well. And I would love to hear feedback if that's something you guys really enjoy, because I really enjoy giving people the opportunity to step up. We have so many amazing leaders in here that I think it's really vital that the team hears from a lot of people, not just my voice. And I'll be real honest, sometimes it's a hard baby for me to give up because I enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoy being on camera. I know you're all shocked. But I really think that for this team to grow, that it has to be more than just one voice or a couple voices. So I thank those coaches that have already hosted. We have a few more that I've already scheduled out to be hosting. So I would love to hear your feedback on that. But thank you to those coaches, and hopefully you've let them know what you've learned from them as well. So there's a black spot over the right side of the slide. I don't know, Tim Key. Does that change anything if I move it this way and that way before we continue? All right, hopefully you guys can see slides, because this is where we're going next. So somebody tell me in the crew, in the chat box, does everybody see a black spot on the slides, or does Tim just have smudge on his? Everybody else says it looks fine. Tim, I think you're wearing an eye patch. So let's fly through some recognition real quick, because you guys have been just rocking it. November was awesome. We had some people just come out and just hit some amazing records with Success Club points and rank advancements and stuff. So let's get to it. I want to go through. I'm going to fly through some of these names. The Crew 200 Club. These are our volume leaders from the past week. And Kelly and Jessica and Kim and Cass and Susan and Julia and Joey, Kareem, Ben, Solange, Anna, Lacey, James, Christopher, me, Kobe, Adrian, Zuhana, Cherie, Jed, Christy, Shannon, and Andrew in the Crew 200 Club. These are the people whose personal team volume from last week was between 2 and 299. That's something you're still unclear about. Hopefully you're in a basics group, and you'll learn more about this business and kind of what the volume numbers mean as well. The Crew 300, I will get back to that. Somebody remind me to talk about basics and Diamond Quest if I don't get to it. Crew 300 Club, John and Mandy, Steve, Mary, Cheska, Tulin, Nikki. If that's Nikki, that's a cool way to spell Nikki. Jack, Michelle, Shannon, Bridget, Brandy, and Deborah. Congratulations on the Crew 300. The Crew, wait, where we go? The Crew 400, nobody. The sad reindeer dog, nobody made Crew 400. Crew 500 and 999, Yanelba, Jamil, Angela, Kobe, and Vicky. and rocking in the crew. I tell you guys this all the time. If you are not paying attention and listening to Kristen Washko, you are missing out. This chick is crazy, crazy consistent all the time. And she kind of hangs in the background sometimes. But man, seek out Miss Kristen Washko because she consistency of consistency, constantly producing in challenge packs, Success Club points, making Success Club, and constantly recruiting too. Like she has both legs of this thing rocking and rolling. She doesn't say too much in management mode with her team, and she helps her people, and she is the ultimate own my business chick. And I check up on her every once in a while, but it's not somebody that I have to like go, so Kristen, where you been? Like the numbers speak for themselves. The girl's working. That's why I don't hear from her. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm busy. I'm working. I'm putting together a new challenge group. Like, go, girl, go. So let's talk about Success Club, right? How do we earn Success Club? Maybe you're brand new and you're like, Success Club, I don't even understand that. It's really simple. It's a point system, and it's something that we all shoot for every month. At the beginning of the month, everybody starts at 0. So yesterday, everybody went back to 0 for December, right? You can earn Success Club points. So you're looking for a minimum of 5 points. For 1 point, for any Shakeology Home Direct order. So that could be a new coach on Shakeology Home Direct, or a customer on Shakeology Home Direct is going to get you 1 point, just like a hockey goal. Challenge pack, if you're going to need a challenge pack, so new customer or a new coach signing up at the challenge pack, which really is the greatest value, and hopefully you're doing a good job to explain to them how that's like the combo meal of what we offer, right? They're saving so much money by doing a challenge pack. You get 2 Success Club points. Literally, there's a challenge pack, I think like the 141, that the difference between getting the Shakeology Home Direct and getting a challenge pack, the difference is $10, right? They can get a whole program on top of their Shakeology for $10, plus you get a second Success Club point. So here's an easy way to earn Success Club 5 with 3 people, right? So Fit Dude Frank, he got a P90X2 challenge pack, or maybe this month he gets a P90X3 challenge pack, 2 points. Jerry also definitely needs to make some changes there. He got a T25 challenge pack, 2 points. And then Busy Mom Lisa, obviously she's pretty fit. She's already doing Insanity. It's obvious. Look at her, how she's carrying the baby there. And I don't know if she's doing Insanity. She's eating French bread back there. Maybe that's a treat meal. That's okay. She can eat her French bread every once in a while. So she already had her program, right? Maybe we introduced ourselves to Busy Mom Lisa on Twitter because she was talking about Insanity, how much she loved it. But she was complaining that, she still had those last 10 pounds to lose. We asked her about her nutrition. She's like, oh no, I forget to eat because I'm a busy mom, obviously. And we say, hey, have you tried that Shakeology? And she's like, no, but that seems great. What a great idea. Thank you for helping me solve my problem. So she gets Shakeology Home Direct, and that's your 1 point. And boom, 1, 2, 3 people, 5 points. Let's see. So far, Success Club. So we're only day 2 in, and I always encourage people, hit Success Club by the 10th of the month. Let's not wait till the end of the month. Let's knock it out early, right? Attack the beginning of the month like you do the end of the month. So all of those, and you may be that person who's like, but Jimmy, I just squeaked in on the last day of November. Don't I have time to exhale and breathe? No, the answer is no. That's simple as that. No, because there's people that need you. There's people that are suffering through the holiday season. There's people that go through really hard depression right now. And don't you think them getting active and improving their nutrition would really help maybe their depression through the holiday season? I know I would. What about the people that you want to say, hey, they're like, Jimmy, I still want to go to my my holiday parties. You're like, great, I'm going to help you. All you want you to do is drink this 1 shake a day and move for 25 minutes, right? That's all I need you to do. And you can still go to your holiday parties, and you may not lose a ton of weight, but you're not going to gain the extra 15 we normally do. Or maybe you just do it all with Shakeology. You're like, look, don't worry about working out to the first of the year. Just drink this shake, no brainer. Like, do it while you're half asleep in the morning. Drink this shake, and I'm going to guarantee you that you're not going to put on the extra 15 that way, because their cravings are going to change. Their metabolism is going to speed up. So there's a way. So props to Mary, Vicky, and Bev, 3 of our diamond coaches that are leading by example, and they're already on the board, right? Don't see my name on the board. I got to go get to work. So those of you that are new coaches, you can get Success Club starters. You make Success Club your first 3 months. You get a free coach. You get a free ticket to Summit, and Summit is where the magic happens. Hopefully, as a new coach, you've already committed to go to Summit now. I would encourage you to buy your ticket now. You get a crazy discount for it. And then shoot for Success Club starters, because guess what? If you make Success Club starters, they're going to refund you back the money for that ticket. but commit and commit to Summit now, because that lets you know that you're in this business for the long haul. If you put just one toe in, it's really easy to take that toe back out of the water. But you jump in the water, you're like, look, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to learn how this works. That one part of that is successful coaches go to Summit. So why wouldn't you take advantage of the big, like, I think it's like $100, $150 discount you get on your ticket right now as a new coach, and go buy the ticket right now and say, okay, I'm committing. I don't know who I'm going to room with in Vegas. I'm going to figure that out on the crew wall, but I'm going to buy that ticket. Dang it. And you watch that kind of commitment, that kind of intention, your business will change. You will treat your business differently. Ask anybody who's been to Summit or that missed Summit their first year and went to Summit their second year, how it's changed their business. Ask them on the crew wall. There, you will get flooded with stories. All I know is every successful coach I know goes to Summit. I've never met a coach that makes money or a successful that didn't go to Summit. Now, there's not that random coach out there that's like, I didn't go to Summit, but look at me and all my piles of money and all the people I'm helping. Why? Because engaged coaches are successful coaches. Look at all the new coaches. Amelia, Billy, Carol, Claudia, Crystal, Fran, Keith. Welcome back, Keith. Kelly, Kim, Lynn, Christy, Kyle, Marilyn, Michelle, Ruth, Shannon, Charmin, Sharon, Victor, and they leave the best for last. Wadwasan? Please tell me how to spell your name, because that's the coolest name ever. And welcome. And hopefully you're on the call tonight and you can tell me, Jimmy, you butchered that, because my spiritual gift is butchering names. That's what the Lord has blessed me with. So I pass that gift along to you. And I look forward to getting to know you and your real names. Unless I knocked it out of the park, then woohoo, check me out. Clearing out some of this here. And I'm going to keep the comment about Tim Key digging my hair, because that's a good affirmation for me. So Vicky is our top recruiter, and hey, check out this girl's results. That's redonk. And she is our top recruiter. I'm crazy proud of this girl, just coming out of the New Orleans trip, and then right now she's helping me host a Crew Basics group, and just watching Vicky grow as a leader, and just her energy is so amazing, and her willingness to be a product of the product, obviously, and to help other people. So Vic, congrats. Keep it up, girl. Don't slow down. I'm so excited for you, and it's just been amazing to watch you grow as a leader as well. We have promotions this December. So you're like, Jimmy, give me another reason to make Success Club this December. Okay. Number one, who doesn't want to have their library bookended with Tony Horton bobbleheads for making Success Club, right? So Success Club 5, you get a Tony Horton bobblehead. Many of us, hold on. Many of us have our Sean T bobblehead. Mine has a sprained ankle because day one, my beautiful son decided to snap Sean's ankle, which I'm sure he really appreciated. Now that he makes his living. So now my bookshelf's going to be, Sean on one side and Tony on the other, and then eventually someday maybe they'll make a Shalene one and she'll go like on top of my Christmas tree or something. So that's the first part. Also, I hope that you're starting the buzz now that P90X3 comes out on December 10th. Guys, when P90X2 came out, people made record numbers of income. You want to talk about needing some extra money for the holidays, not going into debt this holiday season. Start putting the buzz out. Hey, P90X3 is coming out in 8 days. Make sure, you follow here or send me your email or however you're collecting people's email addresses so you have a list of people that on the 10th, the morning of the 10th, you're like, it's ready, that they've committed with you guys. Maybe it's the fact that you're going to start a P90X3 challenge group that starts January 1st. Great, let's get your order on the 10th. You get them in a challenge group. Maybe you run a challenge group with another coach. And you guys start getting to know each other now. Like, you support each other through the holiday season, right? I'm just going to drink my shake now. Just going to drink because you're going to get that, right? Just going to drink that shake now. And then starting January 1st, we're all going to knock out P90X3 together. They're only 30-minute workouts, so you have time to do it. So that's awesome. That's funny, John. So the challenge pack, which normally is going to be like, I think the 205 range, $180. Again, we said if somebody gets Shakeology in a one-time order and pays the shipping, the full shipping fee, you're looking at like 140, 145. So literally for 35 extra dollars, they get 20 workouts. P90X3 has 20 30-minute workouts. That's ridiculous. But you have to present it that way. You have to let them know about the value, the value of this. So that I'm excited. So I want to get to my topic. I feel like I've already kicked on 3 topics. So hopefully you're taking notes, or you've been taking notes, and you're sharing in the crew wall. But it was so funny. So I have a trainer that I work out with on a couple days a week. So I kind of mix things. I do my in-home program. This morning I did Asylum Volume 1, Speed and Agility, for the first time in I don't know when, and it was embarrassing. Like, it was holiday, jiggle, take a break. Oh my gosh, why did I eat all that over? Not just Thanksgiving is fine. The fact that Thanksgiving became like a 4-day event for me somehow, I don't know how that happened. Maybe that happened to you too. And so I mix these things up. I do my own home workouts, but I also see a trainer like once or twice a week. And so she's a great friend, and we get to talking about why people go to an event or watch a video or have a conversation or whatever they do, that they get really hyped about it, right? They get really excited. Like, all of a sudden that motivation is back right then. Or maybe it's in the morning, they're listening to their personal development, and that motivation's there then, but later in the day, it's slow. Or why is it that somebody like Kobe Linder can attend a summit, and that same summit, I think I had 3 other first-time, and my personally sponsored coaches, 3 other first-time coaches attend. Why does somebody like Kobe come out of summit and take off and his business explodes, and somebody else that attended doesn't? Why? Vicky, let's use Vicky as an example. Why does Vicky become the top recruiter coming out of the New Orleans trip, and maybe somebody else's business hasn't changed at all since New Orleans? Same people, same training, same environment, same whatever. What was it? Why is it that some people see something, watch a video on YouTube, listen to a song, listen to a personal development thing, maybe they're listening to Jim Rohn or they're watching something else, and why does one person go take off and make something happen, and why does the other person get all the warm, gooey feelings, but then has nothing to show for it? And then that motivation is gone, and then they are frustrated because they're like, well, I'm not motivated, or I can't stay on track, or I need somebody else to help me. It's like, what's the difference? And so she and I were talking about that, and she said something that was so profound that I told her I was stealing, because I was like, did you make that up? She said, they got to get busy during the buzz. And I literally stopped what I did, and I looked at her, I was like, did you just make that up? She's like, yeah. I was like, get busy during the buzz. And she's like, yeah. I said, Tracy, I'm totally stealing that. I was like, I'll let people know where I stole it from, but I'm taking that. And it's so true that the minute I get excited about something, or if I'm listening to something a lot of times for me, it's the morning. I'm listening. So I listen to, I don't know if you're a believer or religious, and I'm not getting into anybody's whatever, but I listen to Stephen Furtick in the morning, Elevation Church. And I just dig the guy. He's around my same age, which makes me think, wow, he has a gigantic church. I got to get to work. Like, this dude's doing his stuff. But I like his energy, man. Like, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, if I was going to be a preacher, I would want to be like him. And but in the mornings, like, ideas start rolling for me. So I literally have to grab my phone and start acting on those, whether it's making a list or contacting somebody. My poor wife, literally in the middle of my workouts, will get bombarded with texts about, oh, we need to do this. I forgot about that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know that if it's in my head for a second and I don't act on it, it's going to go away. The excitement, the idea. If you've ever listened to or read the book by Malcolm Gladwell called Blink, it talks about that idea that comes in and goes, right? Like, you got to capture it then. It's the same thing about the activity with our business. So you've been to a summit, you went to a crew to crew, a New Orleans trip, you listened to the national coach call this morning, and there was something in what you heard or what you saw that sparked you, and you're like, dang it, yeah, that's what I need to do. But then you don't put any action to it. You don't pick up the phone and call the 4 people that you've been chicken to talk to about your next challenge group. You don't go out and say, you know what, I know that I can find people on Twitter every day, but I don't understand Twitter. So you don't go like learn. You also didn't know how to drive your car at one time, but you learned, right? So instead of learning that next social media platform where you're like, dude, if I just learned how to do this, if I figured out YouTube, or if I realized, I don't understand why my Facebook sucks. So go find something, like go do that thing. Um, my workouts are suffering, or I keep forgetting to drink my Shakeology. Okay, great. I'm going to set my reminder at 6 a.m. Drink your stinking Shakeology mofo, and that's going to pop up on there. And I'm also going to call a buddy of mine and say, hey, text me at 7 a.m. every day and make sure I'm drinking the Shakeology until it becomes habit. It's about getting busy and putting action behind those warm fuzzies, because there's nothing that makes me more sad for a coach is it reminds me of church camp, and it should happen every year, right? If those of you didn't go to church camp, bear with me here. But you go to church camp and you get this gooey high feeling, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and you get this tingly feeling, and then you get home, and then like life kicks you in the face 4 times. And then the next thing you know, like you've forgotten about church camp, and it's literally like 48 hours since you left church camp. So why? So how do you create momentum in the middle of that excitement? Whether you're at the event, whether it's while you're listening to that call and you're like, you know what, I should really do X, Y, and Z, then do it, or write it down and make an appointment to do it, to take off. But it was really about those people that get busy immediately, that they don't go back and so these are the keywords of people that I hear all the time, but they all mean the same thing. I need to refocus. I need to process. I reorganize, refocus, and process are the 2 big ones for me. And I'm just like, I just want to pull my hair out, because they're a way to delay. You think that you know what? The words like I need to process or I need to refocus, to me, is the equivalent of, instead of working at your desk, rearranging the pencils and restacking these cards. And, I need more ice in this drink. And it's like busy work that doesn't produce anything. I have to prioritize. Thank you, John. I gotta reprioritize. I just hear so many things. I need to refocus. I need to reprioritize. Oh, when life slows down, there's a great video. If you ever want anything to talk about this and kind of get you out of that rut, go to YouTube, look up Zig Ziglar, and it's called something in the squat. Oh my gosh, what is it? Something that's stuck in the squat. Cooked in the squat. Cooked in the squat. I think that's what it's called, right? And he goes through like a whole year worth of excuses, and it leads you back to where you started. Oh, when this happens, when this is done, when this is So I'm just going to get you so come close to your screen, or put the phone up closer to you. I'm going to tell you a secret right now. Don't tell anybody I told you this. Life is never going to stop so you can build your Beachbody business. Shit's not going to slow down. The kids aren't going to need to be the kids. Your job's not going to stop being its job. The debt's not going to stop being a debt. Right now, you could use the holidays as your excuse, but you know what? In January, February, and March, there's just as much crap going on. People think they're busier this time of year, and they're not. You're not. It's all the same stuff. So you have to make a decision in the middle of something that you're inspired by. I don't know, maybe it's this call right now. Then if that's the case, then instead of like jumping on Monday Night Football when I'm done, you need to like knock out what it is that you needed to do today. If this is what you want to do. If you're not satisfied with your business is, if you're frustrated because you feel like maybe you built to a certain spot and now it's like backtracking on you, or you're a new coach or a coach that's just now re-engaging and you never felt like you got traction, then you need to do the work, right? Just the feel-good stuff doesn't produce results. Lives aren't changed. People aren't impacted. Debt's not paid off just because you felt goosebumps during an event or during a call or something like that. Like literally the work has to be done in the buzz while you're excited about it. So what can you do? And you may be like, well, Jimmy, I was at work when that happened. Great. Do you ever, I'll be honest, man. I know you take your phone to the bathroom. I know you liked 5 Instagram photos while you were in the bathroom. Could you have sent a message? Is there something you could have done? Can you do a little extra on your lunch break? Because you have to decide what your goals are, right? You have to decide, what is it that I want? Why do I want it? You know, do I really want to build this thing up on a part-time basis where I could step away from this job and have some time? Do I really want to be able to bring my spouse home from a job that they hate and just to say thank you? And that may seem so far away from you right now, but you know what? It was far away from anybody the day they decided to get started. Me bringing Kelly home took me 5.5 years, but it got done. But I've seen it done so much faster in this biz. But you know what? It doesn't get done any sooner if you keep putting it off, or you keep getting really excited and then down, and really excited and then down. If this is the roller coaster of your business, is excited, I'm just not motivated. Excited, I'm just not motivated. Then we got to find a way. And I talked about this a little bit. What is it about this business that's fun? What is it about this business that was in the honeymoon stage you were excited about? So, and then what part of that can you make the other activities more appealing because they're feeding the part that's fun? And I hope that makes sense. I just want to hold here for just a second. And if anybody has a question, I just feel like I need to take questions right now. Please put them, and I love the comments that are coming in, but if anybody has questions right now, before I go forward, and we're going to wrap some things up, and I got a couple different things I want to touch on, but I could continue to talk about this, but I think you're getting the gist of what I'm talking about. That you got to get busy in the middle of finding that mojo, right? Finding that excitement. Like once it's there, grab onto it, because it's like that muse, man. It could pass through and leave. So think of it as a comet. Grab that sucker by the tail and do something with it, right? So thanks, John. Unfortunately, GoToWebinar, for whatever reason, it doesn't record the video part, like me. So I may have to remake this as a video for you guys to use. I'm sure it won't be as like spontaneous. I will talk like this, and I will read from a script, and it won't be as exciting. Yeah, as always, this will be, okay, so Sherry, thank you, Sherry. Let's talk. I need new ideas where to go to meet new people. Sherry, you beautiful woman. Let me introduce you to a thing called the internet that you are on right this second. You could go, and I know I say this all the time, and you guys are going to roll your eyes like, Jimmy, you always give me this example. You could go to search.twitter.com, or I think now it's twitter.com/search. Please do that right now. If you're at your computer, just do it right now. Let's all do it right now. Look, I'm even going to be a part of this. Okay, we are going to go to twitter.com/search. And I am going to look up, because I know Monday Night Football is about to start, or it just kicked off. I'm going to put in Monday Night Football. Search. And let's see what we got here. A gajillion people talking about Monday Night Football. Boom, 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 boom. These are all kinds of people that I could just go talk to. You're like, but Jimmy, what does that have to do with my challenge group? It's called me making new friends anytime I want to with my phone or online. So let's say you were looking specifically for your, let's put holiday weight gain. Heck, I don't know. So this may just be a bunch of ads, but you never know. How to prevent holiday weight gain. Okay, so a bunch of this is a lot of selling. So you're like, okay, maybe that's not what I want to do. Feel fat. Dude, right here. I was all ready for the gym and don't even feel like going. I guess I'm going to be fat forever. Do you think you could give that person some encouraging words? If I don't work out every other day, I start to feel fat. Now I feel fat and ugly, and I'll never be a video girl for him. I hate when boys try to pick me up because like, what if they can't and I feel all fat? Literally one of my fears. These are people that are crying out for help and support. I tweeted that my love of Italians began when I fell in love with the Italian pasta commercial, and the guy who was in it replied, and now I feel fat. Whenever I feel fat, I put on my uniform. I hate those days when your hair's a mess, your outfit doesn't match, your nails vanish, chipped, and you feel fat and ugly. I'm gonna stop here. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. And so that, like, literally, and that's why I love Twitter. And so people are like, I don't get Twitter. And I'm gonna say it again. You didn't know how to drive your car at one time either. But Twitter is the cocktail party. You can jump into so many conversations at any stinking time. Is everybody going to respond to you? No. In fact, here, look. So here, let me share this screen with you. So there's what there's my, so I went up here in this little search thing on Twitter, and I put in feel fat. So let's say, dude, let's look at P90X. So my husband just completed P90X. I've never completed. I did some of the workouts. They were too long for me. Oh my gosh. Do you think maybe, now I always check if these people are coaches, online fitness coach. Okay, so she's probably, the rest of that tweet is probably about P90X3. I wouldn't tweet at her. Melanie Mitro's a coach. Annie's one of our coaches, Carl Deichler. So I'm going to go through here and find out somebody who's not a coach. Look, there's Brian Martin. There's Carl again. So there's all sorts of, you can go down here. You can go to, just put in workout. Heck. It's gym time. Something's better than a post-workout bowl, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally, I don't know. You can put in anything. What I talk during football games to people because that's something I can do besides just, but then I'll also go look up, for me personally, I look up Insanity because that's my jam. Maybe you love lifting weights, so you go put, do you even lift? Put that one in for Kobe. Oh my gosh, there's some really scary pictures there. So there's like all these people that are either making jokes or talking about lifting weights, or like you didn't get in and like make jokes with them. I don't know what that is. So I think you guys get the point, right? Like there are people everywhere. You can do the same thing on Facebook now with hashtags. Go to other people's pages. Go to TV shows that you watch. I mean, there are people everywhere. Cool. Yeah, John, if you have that on TweetDeck and you got a video, please share. Any other questions? I definitely want to, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I just felt like I hadn't been on in a while, and maybe in a week or two we can just do nothing but Q&A. Hey, Kimberly. So Kimberly asked, as a new coach, I'm excited and motivated. I feel like I can talk to almost anyone. Will the next 2 weeks of Coach Basics class help me feel more confident in my approach with strangers? I think so. Specifically, the part in Coach Basics where it's talking about how to form people. And you know what made me better in person was practicing on Twitter. Practicing via social media, I got better in person. Because there's ways I could bring up conversations to people that wasn't necessarily about fitness. For me, a compliment, a joke, it's just so, it becomes really easy. Because what's funny about Twitter is you only have 180 characters, right? So you get to really good at like conveying your idea without talking too much, which a lot of us as new coaches do sometimes. Like we want to tell people everything, and you learn to ask a lot of questions. But the training and on how to on forming people, we call it forming. A lot of us learned it via Danny Johnson about asking about their family, their occupation, or their recreation, and getting them talking about them before we ever come in with our solution. And in fact, I'm going to stop right there. It leads me to what our personal development is this month, which is Gary Vaynerchuk's new book, which I'm literally reading right now. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And he said you probably could have titled this Give, 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 Ask. And the jabs are serving people without asking anything, offering advice, giving that recipe, giving encouragement to that person who feels fat. Oh, here's how I don't miss a meal. Here's a workout tip. Here's a motivational thing. I don't know what it is, but this is like give, 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 right? And you create those relationships. So by the time you ask if you want somebody, I see this all the time. These coaches are like, oh, you're doing Insanity? You want to be a part of my challenge group? Like, get to know somebody. Sometimes it doesn't take long to get to know somebody, but give it some time. But what I love about this book, and I recommend it so much, is literally, let me see if I can find it here. There are case studies for like a good Facebook post and a bad one. What works on Instagram? What was totally a bust? How you do this on Tumblr? What's different between Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook, and why trying to do this one thing and like post it on everything? Like, okay, I've been guilty of this. Whatever I post on Instagram is going to hit Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and everything else at the same time, and they don't work in every different way because they're different languages and different protocols via the different platforms. So I'm already well into this book. The other thing is I've heard Gary talk about, and we have a webinar that I will be doing with Gary that I'll be promoting shortly. But Gary talked about this is a book that he wants people to have at their desk. So it's like a reference guide. Like you're thinking about, what should I post? You can go in and look up an example of what big brands do. What big brands do that are good, what big brands do that are bad. For here, this is Netflix and AMC. He's like, look, this is a great example. This one sucks. And he tells you why. I'm so stoked about this book. And his other two books were the ones that taught me to do exactly what I was talking about. The things I'm telling you about Twitter, or how to go. What I just told you about Twitter, you can do the same thing on Instagram. You do the same thing on Facebook. Go talk to other people that are already posting about what it is you want to talk about. YouTube's great. Yeah, so Marvin's asking about YouTube. They're all great platforms. What I would encourage you to do is pick one that you like and go do research on how to dominate it, how to be the best. There's an amazing site called Google, heck, or YouTube that teaches you how to do every damn thing in the world, right? How do I make more friends on Twitter? You could Google that right now. How do I get more followers on Instagram? How do I don't know, pick, I'm working on my new YouTube channel. I had an old YouTube channel that was like Nelsanji Fitness, and there's all these videos. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to move content from one to the other, because I got a Coach Jimmy page or site channel that I'm launching, because obviously I like to do video, but I want to know, can I move all these other videos over? Do I just need to start from scratch? I go to Google. And that's where I talked about a little bit at the top of the page, on the top of the call, is that I think at times we as crew coaches, because we definitely have the most supportive team in the network. I'll put that up against anybody. We have the most supportive team in the network. We have the most loving, caring team in the network. It's not really cutthroat. It's not like we don't run this team with an iron claw or iron stick. But there's times that you need to own your stuff, right? As I censor myself, it's your business. Go invest some time to learn something. If you're stuck somewhere, instead of being like, my sponsor coach didn't tell me that, or they didn't check in on me, it's really not their job. Look at it this way. I'll share this one story and I'll wrap with this. And I shared this at the crew, the diamond trip we did to New Orleans. My sponsor coach sometimes has told me she has felt guilty because she doesn't feel like she taught me a lot about this business, because we both got in really early when we really didn't know anything. She didn't have any experience as a coach or in network marketing. And I told her, I said, Melanie, I said, if you never taught me anything, you have forever changed my life, because you gave me the opportunity to be in this business and this opportunity. Like this opportunity, I just said that twice, but to be in this business, to create this. That's all I needed. I just needed a chance to do something that I could control. I didn't need you to teach me everything. And I feel like as time, with Coach Basics, with the crew thing, with whatever, that it's easy. If I carried my son the entire time, he wouldn't be running around now. Because every time he bumped his head, I picked him up and carried him around for 4 days, not letting him to get back on the floor. He never grows legs. Go grow some legs. Like, I can't tell you the amount of hours I have invested in learning stuff to bring to you guys. But it's also my business too, right? I learn it first and I test it. I only bring you guys, okay, this worked. Or don't do this. This is a big waste of my time. But you have every opportunity. You have the exact same internet I do. You got YouTube and Twitter and Google and books and Where do you think any of your leaders learn what they lead or learn what they know? Or any of the coaches maybe that you admire on the national coach call, or these 15-star diamond coaches, or this person's doing that, I love the way they do their business, then follow them, pattern your business after them, learn from them. Everything I do are bits and pieces from people that I have learned from and patterned after, and then figured out how to put my personality on top of it, right? So thanks. Yes, that's what I mean, Kobe. And my diamonds group, see, they laugh at me all the time. But at the end of the day, own your shit. It's your business. We're here to help. And okay, I really said I'm wrapping with this because I was talking to Shalene Johnson the other day, and those of you that know that she's become my mentor, and I work with her on a really close basis, and we were talking about this very thing about how do you support your coaches without kind of cutting their legs off and letting them like own their stuff. And she put it such an amazing way. She said when she was running her business and she had presenters and things like that, what she would tell them is, you know what? I brought you on because I have crazy faith in you. And I know that you're going to figure this out on your own. And if you don't, it's okay. I'll be here when you don't. But I know you're going to. And I was like, for me, that was so freeing the way she put that. I was like, that's great. And I'm even starting to relay that in my basic group. Yes, they get an assignment every day. Yes, we're in there to chit chat. But at the end of the day, you know what? You're going to figure it out. You're a smart person. And that goes back to, if you commit now, okay, I'm going to be at Summit. I'm going to be here a year from now. Then you give yourself the grace to go mess it up, because you're not like, oh my gosh, I'm 2 weeks into this and nobody has said yes. I'm quitting. This doesn't work. You didn't give yourself a chance. You need to decide now that you're in this for the long haul, and it will free you up to like be creative and do other things when you're like, you're not contemplating whether or not you're canceling your home direct every month, or you're not contemplating, oh, should I quit? Like, just, dude, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And I decided a long time ago, I don't care how long it takes me, I'm going to do this. And I think that that's been such a key to my success and the success of some other coaches, is there was never a question of whether we're going to quit or not. It was just, how long is it going to take to figure it out? And I'm still figuring it out every day. So that's it, guys. Please continue to share stories, as you'll read in Gary's book. We all need to be storytellers. Storyteller. How can you tell stories? Not just pitch your challenge group, not just pitch the business. What can you tell stories? Can you tell stories about the successful coaches, about how they brought somebody home? Can you tell a story about what that person's life was like when they lost the 20 pounds on T25? Can you tell the story of what it meant for the person who had extra energy to spend time with their kids because they were drinking Shakeology, or to get off that medicine, how they saved money on the prescription med they were having because they got off things? What are the stories? And I would love to hear more stories from you guys as well. And last but not least, because you guys are bringing on coaches like fast and furious, please make sure that you're sending them to crewtrainings.com/new-coach. They get a great welcome email from the crew, a little intro video, and then we're telling them to make sure that they plug into their sponsor coach to get plugged into a Crew Basics group. Also, last for real, because I said to remind me and you guys didn't. There is a December Crew Basics group that literally kind of started today, but we'll let people in right now if you want to get in. So that's for people who haven't been through a basics program. Also doing a Diamond Quest. This is for anybody that's been through a basics group that is Emerald or above, that wants to be in a Diamond Quest group. And we even have some Diamond coaches in there that have committed to being there because they want to be a more solid Diamond. And so they felt like, hey, I'm stuck a little bit here. So just letting you know that the Diamond coaches out there, if you want to be a part of this, you can be with that as well. And we have the kickoff call for that on Wednesday. So if you're interested in that, just tag me or Kelly on the crew wall. We'll get you those links. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you're buzzed. So go get busy while you're buzzing. Go get busy in the buzz. And we will see you guys next time. Crush it. Later.